Welcome to the Share the Knowledge. In our previous video, we see how to calculate the frequency and time period of a given waveform and representing for lagging and leading power factors and calculations of various parameters like average value, RMS value, instantaneous value, peak factor and form factors, and how to represent the pure resistor and pure inductor and pure capacitors, all those things. In our today's video, we'll see complex impedances. We will see complex impedances. Previously we see only for pure resistor, pure inductor and pure capacitors. Now we will take the combination of those elements. If I am consider any circuit, in the combination of pure resistor, and any other element, like for time being I am considering here it as inductor. Okay, for time being here I am considering it as an inductor. So this circuit will be represented as RL circuit. If I am considering it as with a capacitor, it will be RC, and if I am having both inductor and capacitor, that will be RLC circuit. If these elements are connected either in series or in parallel, we will call it as a series RL circuit or parallel RL circuit. Okay, the way of connection we will represent this, whether it's in a series or parallel circuits. Okay, if I am connecting this one like this, so this is R and this is L. To have the common units, instead of L here, normal inductance here, I will consider the reactive impedance, because R is in terms of ohms and reactive impedance will be in ohms. When I am considered here L, this will be in henries. If I am considered capacitor, there will be in farads. To have the common units, instead of L, I will consider here XL, that is inductive reactance or capacitive reactance, depending upon your element. Okay, I already know what is your inductive reactance. XL is equals to 2 pi FL. Okay, here what is this frequency? This frequency depends upon the value of your AC voltage. Okay, when I am considered here the AC means I should represent what is the magnitude as well as frequency. Okay, magnitude as well as frequency. Here I am considering the AC voltage as Vm E j omega t. Okay, j omega t. Because of this AC voltage, some current will be flow in the circuit, because this is a closed circuit. When I give the AC voltage, AC current will be flown in my circuit. Okay, I already know the separation for my voltage. Vm j omega t will be represented as Vm cos omega t plus j sin omega t. It will be represented in this format. Okay, so by applying your KVL, this is the source, and there will be 2 drops in your resistor as well as your inductor. Okay, I'm just applying KVL. So Vm j omega t, okay, Vm j omega t will be equals to, first of all, resistor drop R into, here for time being I'm just simply considering it as I of t, okay. So this I of t will be, Im j omega t, okay. For drop in your inductor, L di by dt, okay. So this is j omega t now, R into, I'm replacing here Im e power j omega t L. I have to take the differentiation of this I omega t, I of t. To take the differentiation of this is my magnitude, so there will not be, it will not depends upon the t, there will be only element e power j omega t, okay. So Im, differentiation of e power j omega t will be j omega e power j omega t, okay. Here the component is only t, it will be differentiation component, okay. From this I will take the common element Im j omega t, it will be common in both the terms, so R plus L into j omega, okay, e power j omega t. On both sides I will cancel j omega t. So Vm by Im, it will be your Z, R plus j omega L. So this j omega L will be reactance component. So if I represented this on real and imaginary axis, the real value, whatever resistance it is on R on x-axis, and imaginary component, whatever this imaginary component omega L, it will be on y-axis, okay. Up to here this is R, and up to here if it is in jxl, okay, this length represents your jxl, okay. So this hypotenuse, this will be your Z, okay. So to get magnitude of Z, it will be represented R square plus omega L whole square, okay, omega L square. For getting this angle, okay, this angle of angle representation, tan inverse of omega L by R. So whatever this angle is there, this angle will be in positive nature. Why I am stressing this point is, if I am go with the capacitor calculation, you will observe the negative representation, minus negative representation, there you will get the negative signature, negative sign, okay. So this is regarding the calculation of RL circuit. For the same series circuit, instead of inductor, if I am replaced with capacitor, okay, if I am replaced with capacitor, the only variation is here instead of L di by dt, I come across with 1 by C integral of I of t dt. Okay, I of t dt. Then if I go with that integration, all those things, I will get impedance z as, I will get z as r minus j by omega c. Okay, j by omega c. That's why whatever this capacitive reactance is nothing but 1 by omega c. So that's why I'm representing this one as r minus j x c. Okay. So to represent this negative term in your impedance circuit diagram, it will be drawn as, this will be your real axis itself, this will be your minus j xc, and this will be your angle. Okay, so the theta will be theta equals to tan inverse of, okay, so this value will be 1 by omega c. So 1 by omega c r. Okay, so this will be represents your theta. Okay, and if I am considering this 3-element combination, that is a resistor, inductor and capacitor, 3-element combination, the impedance will be r plus jxl minus jxc. Okay, the total impedances. At the time, the imaginary component, whatever this imaginary reactance component, whether it is an inductive or capacitive, it will be xl minus xc. Depending upon the values of your xl and xc, if it is both are equal, then the impedance of the circuit will be equals to your resistance. For example, if the inductive nature is higher, then the circuit nature, here I am talking about the circuit nature, will be RL circuit. I mean, reactance will be inductive reactance. For example, if the capacitive reactance is high, then the circuit nature will be RC. Okay, it will depends upon the nature of your element, whether it is an inductive nature or capacitive nature. Okay, this is regarding your series RL circuits. Here in the series circuit, we are assuming certain AC voltage is provided. Because of this AC voltage, AC current is flown through your circuit. From that, we are calculating, I mean, by using your KVL, we are calculating impedances. Okay, whether it is an RL, RC, RLC circuits, we are calculating the impedances as well as angles here. In the similar fashion, if I come across with the parallel circuits, if I am come across with the coming to the parallel circuits, here again I am considering the RL circuit. Whether you are considering horizontally or vertically, it never takes much difference. Okay, so anyway it is similar. If you represent like this now, the node point and current flow directions are easy to available, easy to represent all those things. Anything in both ways we can consider. Here, if you observe, we know that across the parallel branches the voltage will be same. Okay, across the parallel branches the voltage will be same. So again it is I am representing it as an Excel. To find out current through the resistor branch, okay, to find out current through the resistor branch, I will consider it as here V by R I will get. Whereas coming to the inductor IL, it will be, so whatever this V is nothing but your AC voltage. Okay, so here AC voltage will be in Vm cos omega t, all the things are same, and it will be XL. Instead of inductor, if I am having the capacitor, then IC Vm XC, whatever the element you will be there. So in parallel circuit voltage will be, if this source in your circuit, if they given as voltage source, it will be represent like this to calculate your current through the respective branches. Okay, if I get like this, the total current, I think everyone aware of it. So whatever the total current is there, it will be divided as IR and IXL. So the current through your resistor, it never deviates. So it is in phase with your main circuit, so it will be there. But whereas coming to your elements, it will have the phase difference. Okay, it will be represented like this. Okay, so if I change this complex, already we know how to change a complex quantity into polar quantity. If I perform this one, I will get Im angle of theta. Here Im will be represented as root over IR square plus IXLs. I mean the representations will be, you will be know. Otherwise in your calc, if you directly given rectangle to polar or polar to rectangle, you get these two values. Okay, IXL by IR, that will be your theta value. Okay, so directly if you convert this one, you will get this. So this is the way how to convert, how to calculate current through your particular branches. Okay, otherwise if I get XC, it will be minus JX minus JXC. Okay. In a part of this series and parallel, we are having one more complex impedances, that is compound circuits. Here, previous case or in this case, either the elements will be in series or parallel. But when coming to the compound circuits, within a single circuit, that means within a single source, the circuit may have series elements as well as parallel elements. Okay, this is the circuit where few elements are in series and few elements are forming the parallel circuits. Okay, in this case, whatever this series circuits, this entire series circuits, we will consider under Z series, and under this we consider these as Z parallel. the combination of these two circuits, I mean I'm talking whether these are in parallel or series. After calculating this, the total impedance of your circuit, will be combination of this, if it is in parallel format. For example, if it is in like this, okay, the final will be Z series is in parallel with Z parallel. Okay, so the final rest of impedance will be calculated, and based upon that we will calculate what will be the voltages and currents of the circuits. Okay. Okay. Here I am come across with a problem of a series RLC circuit whose resistance will be in 1 kilo ohm and inductance is 50 millihenry. Okay, and it is supplied with an AC voltage source with 10 volts 10 kilohertz. Okay, so whenever I am having the inductance, the first step we should do is we have to change it as an inductive reactance. Okay, so already we know that XL is equal to 2 pi FL. So whatever this F is nothing but what is your frequency of your source. So 2 into pi into your frequency is 10 kilohertz, 10 power 3 and 50 millihenry. So if I perform this, it will be around 3150 ohms. Okay, so when I change this one as total impedance, to get this 1000 plus this inductance, whatever it is, this will be complex format 310. Okay, to find out the magnitude, I will take square and square root. It will be around 3295.4 ohms. From this I will get what is the impedance of the total circuit. From here, if I want to find out what is the total current, V by Z. Here V magnitude is 10 and impedance magnitude is 3295.4. If I calculate this, it will be around 3.03 milliamperes. Okay, this is the magnitude of current. And to calculate the phase of your current, tan inverse of XL by R, it will be around 72.33 degrees. Okay, to find out what is the voltage drop across your resistor and inductor. All from the basics we know that in the series circuit current will be same. Okay, from this VR equals to nothing but I into R. I is nothing but 3.03 milliamperes multiplied by 1 kilo ohm. Okay, it will be equals to around 3.03 volts. In similar fashion, for voltage drop across inductor, I into XL. So I is again 3.03 milliamperes and XL value is around 3140. I will get it as 9.51 volts. Okay, to cross check your answer is whether right or wrong, already from current we know we represent this one as V into IL. So total Vs is nothing but your 10 volts. To get this, we have to consider 3.03 whole square plus 9.51 whole square. It will be equals to your 10 volts, but not arithmetic summation of, that means 3 plus 9 12 volts, it will not be equal. That is not the condition. The arithmetic sum will not be equal. Only the complex quantity in rectangular quantity, in like rectangular form, whatever this complex term is there, if you convert that and find out total magnitude, it will be equals to your applied voltage. Okay, this is the way to calculate the total impedance or current or voltage drops and final total voltage, applied voltage. If you look at the different problems, most probably every problem will be in same nature. Having some source and series circuit, they are required to calculate what is the total impedance and total current and phase angles. So to find out this, I must calculate what is the total impedance. So I will add total resistances and total inductances. From that I will write in I plus JXL format. From that I will calculate what will be the total current, because since it is in series circuit, current will be same. And from this tan inverse of I will calculate XL by R, or directly from current what will be the phase angle. It is also be same. In similar fashion, in this circuit, they require to calculate what will be the voltage drops as well as phase angles. To find out the voltage drops, since it is in a series circuit, I require to calculate what will be the current. From this current, using V equals to I into R and VL equals to I into XL, I will calculate. Since they also following the same rule, they're calculating the total impedance, and from this current and phase angle IR and IXL. In this problem also, here also same series circuit. Here instead of RL circuit, he considered the RC circuit. The only change is the impedance will be represented R minus JXC. Okay, again whatever the calculations, all those things will be same. There will not be changes anyway. Okay, here we just consider one parallel circuit also. Here in this circuit, they want to find out what will be the total current and total impedances and phase angle. As per the knowledge, to calculate the total current, V divided by R and V divided by XL, we will get the currents in IR and IXL. From this, we written in complex format. From that, we will find out what will be the phase angle. So let's we will check this. Okay, similar fashion, the current, find out the branch currents, and from this branch currents they calculate what will be the total current. From this total current up to here it is enough. They changes this one for the conductances, all those things. Okay. In both way it will be same. In both way the calculation is up to here, it is enough. Okay, so if you are having the number of elements, okay, if you are having number of elements, we have supposed to calculate what will be the effective capacitances and effective impedance current values when coming to your parallel circuit. Each and every branch we must consider. Okay, but the final one we must add all the values and get the total current in a real real element, whatever the resistance, and imaginary term of your whether it is an inductance or capacitor, whatever the reactive term. We will check for one more compound circuit. Here one part will be represent your series circuit, as well as one part will represent for your parallel branch. Here also they are asking the same thing. What will be the voltage across the parallel branches, and total impedances of across A and B, and phase angle. As per the knowledge, first of all we will calculate what will be the impedance of the series element, what will be the impedance of parallel element. These two are in series, because of that we are adding those two, we will get the total impedance of this one. After getting total impedances, if I divided with this voltage, I will get the total current. From this, whatever the phase angle is there, it is the phase angle. To calculate the voltage across parallel branch, whatever the as per the branch voltage across, I into branch impedances, I into branch impedance. So I am getting as 1.5 J2 this branch current. So 1.5 is nothing but since these two are equal in parallel branches, it will be the half of the value, 1.5 and 2. So branch impedance is nothing but 1.5 plus J2, and multiplied the current, I will get the, and this will be the voltage across the parallel branch. In similar fashion, most of the problems are in same model. Okay, so by this I will conclude the complex impedances topic. Okay. Please go through the textbook, and thank you.